I'm Krystle. I've loved dolls my whole life. I collect everything from porcelain to cloth, American Girl, neonates, and real care dolls. But my favorite is to collect and make reborn dolls. There's Chloe, Grace, Jeremy, Maya, Yuki, Savannah, Zoe, Haley, Landon, Maisie, and Joshua. It isn't easy keeping up with my collection, but it sure is a lot of fun. Hi guys, I am back with another Twin Tuesday, twinning with Nicole over on My Reality with Nicole. And this video was actually supposed to be last week, but with everything going on with my uncle's death, I just completely forgot to film it. And thankfully Nicole forgot to post hers. So we are doing it this week. And this week we are doing an American Girl Twin Tuesday. So I have Corinne here. She was Girl of the Year 2022. And this week we are dressing our dolls in the American Girl Truly Me Explore the Parks outfit. It's like a hiking outfit. And this one has sandals with it, but I have the set that has the hiking boots. So I think once I get her in the outfit itself, I'm going to pause and go and get the boots, because I believe we're doing the hiking boots for this one instead of the sandals. So I'll have to go and grab those. But anyways, let's get her out of her Valentine's Day outfit. I have some of my American Girl dolls are still in their pajamas from Jammy January. And then some of them are still in Valentine's Day outfits from February. So I really need to get them changed into more spring and summer outfits. It's finally warming up here, but last night it went down to 4 overnight, so it was cold last night. So we're just sort of at that point in the season where it gets cold overnight and it's cooler in the morning, but then by late morning to early afternoon, it's hot. So I hate that time of the year, because it's so frustrating, especially when I have to go to work, like for my nanny job, because when you're leaving in the morning to go to work, it's cold. But then by the afternoon it's hot. So like by the afternoon it's like you need shorts. But when you leave in the morning, it's too cold for summer clothes. Like it's so all over the place. And that's just how Canadian weather is this time of the year. But yeah, like last night, like I said, it went down to 4 overnight. I was freezing last night. And now today it's 20 out. And that's Celsius for you guys, not Fahrenheit. We don't do Fahrenheit here in Canada. But anyways, yeah, it's just crazy weather. So tomorrow is the visitation for my Uncle Ron. He chose to not have an actual funeral. He chose to be cremated, and he did not want anything big and elaborate. He did not want a big service or anything like that. So he just said just have a 2-hour visitation. So it's literally just going to be for 2 hours. People can come and go at the funeral home. And I'm trying to remember how you put this on. I'll get the brochure here. Okay, so it goes towards the back. So yeah, he just decided, this is annoying. I hate when you have to do things up at the back and you're trying not to mess up their hair. Actually, you know what I'll do? I'll do it at the front and then I'll move it around. Yeah, so it'll just be like 2 hours. People can come and go at the funeral home and just like mix and mingle and chat and like share memories of my uncle and stuff like that. That's what he decided he wanted. And what else did I want to talk about? Oh, so I don't know if you guys, because I forgot to mention it in my last video where I was telling you about my uncle passing. He passed away on the 2-year anniversary of Riley's death. So it was like a triple whammy because 4 days before he passed away was the 17-year, I think it was 17-year or 16-year, 17-year anniversary of my cousin passing away. And then my uncle passed away on the 2-year anniversary of Riley passing away. So it hit me really hard, all of the emotions, like thinking about our previous losses and then this recent one. It was just a lot. So I just wanted to mention that, and then I'm gonna get her boots. But before I get her boots, I just wanted to show you the sandals that actually come with this outfit. They are these very strappy sandals. It's got like a fake buckle, and it's like pink, like a light pink, a bright pink, a black, and a blue stripe. And then there's the same strap pattern on this part that like goes around the ankle. I'll show you how it goes on before I go and get her boots. Let's see, how does it go on? I don't even know if I've put these on her before. Oh, I think it goes like this. Yeah. Whoops. Oh my God. Okay. It's very loose, the sandal. Anyway, there's how it looks on her foot. Anyways, I'm going to take those off. And I'm going to just pause for a second and go grab her boots. Okay, so because she has like this accessory set that I bought separate to this that basically has this sleeping bag, backpack, stuff like that, sunglasses, and these hiking boots with socks. So I'm gonna put the socks on her. And the boots. So the other thing I wanted to talk about with my uncle passing, because I also haven't talked to you guys in a while about how my grandmother is doing. So her dementia is progressing. It's getting worse. a lot of the times now she does not know who we are or doesn't recognize us. So anyways, and she still absolutely loves the cuddle baby that I made her. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out on my channel. For her 90th birthday, I made her a cuddle baby. I was donated the kit from McPherson's. They gave it to the artists and vendors. Well, yeah, the Reborn. They gave it to the Reborn artists at the first London Doll Show back from the pandemic. And as soon as they gave it to me, I was like, I'm going to make this for my grandma. Because I know how much she loves my Reborn dolls. And especially now with her having dementia, she absolutely goes crazy for the dolls. And to her, she thinks they're real. So she absolutely loves her baby. And I'm so grateful and happy that my Uncle Ron was able to be there for her 90th birthday with us. Anyways, getting back to my grandmother having dementia, and she gets confused so often. And I mean, you can tell her something and 5 minutes later she forgets it. She is at the point where people who have passed away like 30, 40 years ago, she still thinks that they're alive. She will ask us if we've seen her mom lately, and her mom had Alzheimer's and passed away, I think, before I was even born. So it's just... Okay, why does this boot look different? I think I pulled... Okay, I did something wrong here. This has to come up. Yeah. This has to come up. So she, you know, we can go and visit her, and the next day she won't even remember that we were there. So when my uncle passed away, my mom was like, what are we going to do with my grandma? Because do we tell her that he passed away or not? Like, we were trying to figure out how to handle it with her. Because, and also we were like, you know, if we tell her, do we take her to the funeral? Because the other thing is, like, her mobility is really bad now. And also with her confusion, it's really hard to get her up and moving at all. Like, we were there on the weekend for Mother's Day, and we were trying to get her to stand up with her walker to go into the lounge room that we reserved, because her room is like super tiny. She shares it with another patient, and if we are in her room, because she doesn't have a private room, we have to wear masks because there's another resident in there. But if we use the lounge area and it's just us and her, we're allowed to take our masks off, which is so much better because then she can see our faces and it helps her recognize us a bit more often. And also, like, she has a really hard time hearing us if we have our masks on. So we were trying to get her to go into the lounge with us, and she just wasn't comprehending where we were going or what we were doing. And it took us, I swear, it seemed like 5 minutes just to get her to stand up and walk next door to the lounge. So we're like, you know, to try and get her into the car, drive, it's like something like an hour to an hour and a half to where the funeral home is, be there, trying to get her in there and around and like mobility wise, and also like would she even understand where she is or what's happening. Like it was just this whole big thing. And so after talking, we decided we were not going to tell my grandmother that my uncle passed away, because we felt that what's the point in getting her upset, telling her that her son has passed away, when in 5 minutes she will forget that he's passed away. We're not going to keep continuously reminding her that he's passed away and getting her upset. Because even now, like when she asks if we've seen her mom, we just go along with it and say, oh yeah, we saw her last week. She's doing great. We just play along with it as if they're still alive, because there's no sense in continuously telling her, oh no, your mom's dead. Like, it's just silly. It's pointless. So we decided we weren't going to tell her, because we figured also like her going to the funeral, like 1 minute she may realize what she's there for and then get all upset. And then the next minute she might be completely confused as to where she is or what's happening. We just felt like it would just be too much for her. So then my mom talked to my Uncle Chris about it, and he was in agreement. And so we were like, okay, we're not going to tell her. And then lo and behold, the very next day, my cousin, like my Uncle Ron's daughter, contacted my mom to tell her that before my uncle had passed away, I think it was about a week or two before he passed away, he actually had a discussion with my cousin and my aunt about my grandmother, and his wishes were also to not tell her, to not bring her to the funeral, because he's like, what's the point? Like, it'll just get her upset and then she'll forget. So, we were just all so relieved that every single one of us was in agreement, and it was actually my uncle's wishes. So we're going to be honoring those. So it's just unfortunate. Like, it hurts us because it's her son and we feel like she should know and she should be there. But because of her state of mind, we know it's the best thing for her to not tell her. So that was a hard thing to deal with, but I think ultimately it's the best choice. So yeah, so that's kind of what's happening with that. And as with all deaths, I feel like this is just a given whenever someone passes away. You tend to have like regrets come to mind. Like, I was just thinking about how I should have visited my uncle more. Not just before he had cancer, or I mean, not just when we found out he had cancer, but like before he had cancer. Like basically, once my grandma moved out of her apartment and into a senior residence where she could no longer like host family get-togethers, everyone kind of went their own ways. Like, we rarely would get together as a family. Sometimes my uncle would invite us as a family to his place for dinner at like either Thanksgiving or Christmas, but it was rare. And I just feel bad now that, you know, we didn't spend more time together in the years prior to him getting cancer, as well as like once he got cancer. Like, we didn't, you know, him and I would like chit chat here and there on Facebook, but not a lot. And I don't know. I feel bad. I have regrets about that. One thing I do believe I did do, and I can't for the life of me remember if I did this before he was diagnosed with cancer or after, but I do recall, I don't think I'm imagining this, I think I did do this. I do recall one year sending him a Father's Day card because I was reflecting on, my relationship with my father, which isn't the greatest. And I was just thinking about how I really looked up to my uncle as a father figure when I was growing up. And I decided to send him a Father's Day card telling him that. And I believe I wrote something really like heartfelt in it and stuff like that. So I am glad that I did that. And yeah, I don't know. I just wish that we had spent more time together in recent years. When everyone was kids, like when my cousins and I were kids and my grandma still had her house, we would get together several times a year. Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays, like whenever it was any family member's birthday, we would get together for barbecues in the summer. Like, we would see each other so often throughout the year. And my cousins and I would always have fun playing together as kids. And we just always had a good time together as a family with lots of laughs and everything. And then it was like when everyone grew up and my aunts and uncles moved out of Toronto, we started to get together less and less and less as the years went by. And I really am sad about that. I always had been sad about it, to be quite honest. Like, I missed those times getting together as family. I really did. And then when my uncle passed, I was trying to find pictures of him and I together throughout the years. And that's when I came to the realization that at Alex and I's wedding, we never got any pictures of me with my aunt and uncle on my wedding day. And, they weren't just my aunt and uncle, they were my godparents. And I feel so bad. Like, again, it was kind of like, I really wish I had have got pictures with them. Like, we only had so much time allotted for photographs to be done after the ceremony before the reception started, because we were on a really tight budget for our wedding. So I think in total we spent about $10,000 on the wedding, which back then, and I think even especially now, like, that was considered a low cost for a wedding. Like, we went we went with the cheapest photographer we could find, and that we were happy with how their work looked, and stuff like that. And, so we just had limited time on things. So after the ceremony, we took pictures with like grandparents and parents and our wedding party and stuff like that, and then each other. But that was it. And we did get some pictures with Alex's aunts and uncles because they were walking around the grounds of where we had our ceremony and reception. And they happened to stumble upon us taking our photographs, like with our wedding party and stuff. And they asked if the photographer could get pictures like with us. But I really wish now that I had have done more pictures like with other family members, or close friends that came to my party and stuff like that. Like, I don't know. I feel really like bummed that I didn't do that, but it's always one of those things where it's like hindsight is 20/20, right? Like, These are things you don't really think about in the moment. And it was such a whirlwind of a day because at our wedding, like if you've seen our wedding videos on my YouTube channel here, we had a lot planned. So even like, so right after photographs, we came in, we did our entrance, we started the buffet dinner. I barely ate because people kept coming up to us and chit-chatting with us. And that was the other thing too, because of the whirlwind of events, we had chose not to do a receiving line after our ceremony, which I also regret that. This has absolutely nothing to do with my uncle's passing, but this is just something I always regretted about my wedding, is that we didn't do the receiving line, because we were like, oh no, like we're going to make a point to go around to each table after we eat our meal and greet people and thank them for coming individually and stuff like that. Well, that never happened. Like, people were coming up to us as we were eating, and there was things going on. We had the game during the meal where people could sing a song with the word love in it to get us to kiss. So, and a lot of people got really into that game, and so we were constantly getting up to kiss during our meal. And so next thing you know, like my meal was cold. I didn't really want it, and I barely ate. And then we immediately, you know, once our meal was done, like we were done eating, we went into playing like the shoe game that we had. And then we went into speeches, and there was just, it was one event that we had after another. And we had like our first dance, father-daughter dance, son-mom dance. Then we had the Macedonian bread dance, the bouquet toss, the garter toss, and then general dancing. Like it was just constant. And then around like, I think it was maybe about an hour before things ended, then I went and changed out of my wedding gown, and we changed into our costumes to look like Noah and Allie from The Notebook to dance to like I'll Be Seeing You. So it was just like, there was just so much happening and so much going on, and you know, we really didn't, I don't think we got around to every single person. I think we did talk to a lot of the people on the dance floor while dancing with them. And then some people, as they were heading out, we talked to them. So I think we did, by the end of the night, I think we probably did talk to the majority of the people at our wedding, but we really forgot to take like a moment to be like, okay, like we're going to stop dancing. We're going to go around and talk to everyone. Like we didn't do that specifically, because that would have been probably a good moment if we wanted to get pictures with other people. That would have been like the perfect opportunity to do that, but that did not happen. So I don't know. I just, you know, it's always like that. Like I find like when someone passes away, you start to like think back on memories and like fond memories and stuff. And then you also like, your mind goes to like, oh, I should have done this. I should have done that differently. But that's where you learn about it. And then you try your best to take that knowledge and apply it to the people who are still in your life, who are still alive, and, you know, try to spend as much time with them as you can, right? Like that's all you can really do. But so anyways, I don't know, tomorrow is the visitation. I think we're planning to be there for the whole 2 hours, since we're sort of like immediate family. Like my mom is my uncle's sister, so we're probably going to get there a little bit before it starts. And we're going to be there, I think, until 3 p.m. And then we're going to, we're going out to dinner with a few people afterwards. So, because my uncle didn't even like he didn't want anyone to pay for like to have food at the visitation or anything. So a lot of us, it's like they're coming from a long way, and so we're like, well, we're going to be hungry after, we need to go out to eat somewhere. So next thing you know, a little group has formed, and so we have reservations at a restaurant and that. So anyways, that's kind of what's happening. And I keep saying tomorrow because I'm filming this on Monday. So when you guys actually watch this video on Twin Tuesday, I will be at the visitation. So all right, here is Corinne in her outfit. Looks super cute. I'm gonna try to pull her back so you can see her whole self in the shot. There we go. Yeah, so she looks super cute. I thought this would look cute because she's got like, the scarf is almost the same color as the blue streaks in her hair. And the shirt says Nurture Nature, and it has some pine trees, and it says America's National Parks. And her shirt is like a light pink. Her capri pants are khaki green. And then she's got these like brown hiking boots with red laces. And then she's got this neck scarf that's like a turquoise blue with little floral print on it in like a, well, there's like leaves of yellow, orange, and then there's pink flowers. So she looks super cute. Be sure to go over to My Reality with Nicole. Subscribe to her channel. I'm going to put a link in the description of this video to her video. And so that you can easily find her doll. I'm not sure which doll she's dressing in this outfit, but I'll find out and pop it in the description or in the title, however I usually do it. And yeah, thanks so much for watching, guys. And thank you so much for all of your well wishes and condolences on my last video. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.